The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Keith Tebow of FRC Media. It is our weekly time. Each week on Wednesdays, we speak with the mayor of the city of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan, who joins us from Government Center. Mayor, how are you this week?
I'm doing okay, Keith. How about you?
I am doing very well. I actually want to start with something we talked about last week. The process has begun with the school committee, and yourself and other members of the community will be getting involved in selecting the next superintendent of schools. Current Superintendent Maria Ponce will be leaving at the end of June. Something that I noticed is actually the school committee is asking for more participation from the general community. There's a community survey that is available for people to seek their input. How did that come about, and what can people expect to see if they take part in that survey?
Well, the Massachusetts Association of School Committees recommending get as much feedback as you can from the community before you dive too far into this. So we worked with them to develop a little survey to make sure we asked everybody their opinion on the superintendent search. We put together an 11-member panel, which includes parents, students, staff across the district from elementary to central to high school, bilingual. We tried to cover as many of the bases as we could in this group. And applications are going in. They have till April 30th. So there'll be a pre-screening committee. And then the committee will turn it over to us. But as part of that pre-screening committee, we plan on looking at the questions and the comments to come in on the public survey to gauge if they're important enough to ask the candidates how they fit in with the vision the schools have. They've also polled the school committee members to ask them their priorities for the schools in the city of Fall River. So there's a lot of information gathering going on right now. And as we start the process, we'll see how it goes. I mean, the applications close at the end of April, so there's still a few weeks to go.
Do you know what the deadline? I didn't happen to see in the survey when the deadline in the survey is for people to take part. I mean, I know you're trying to move things a little quick, but be careful as well. So do you know the date?
Absolutely. I'm not sure the deadline on the I would imagine it's probably close to when we get to the end of the application process, which is the end of April.
All right. So that's exciting stuff as that moves forward. There's a lot going on within the city as the weather gets warmer. There's always activities happening outside. I know this past Monday on Patriots Day, there was the dedication of the ball field at Lafayette Park to George Sneaker and Evelyn McDonald. Those of you who've been around for a long time obviously know who Sneaker McDonald was. He was a long time and dedicated and celebrated police officer in the city of Fall River, and he and his wife Evelyn spent, I believe, over 60 years with the Junior Twilight League, and it was a fitting tribute to him this past Monday.
Yeah, it was a very, very nice honor to give to Sneaker and his wife. They did so much for Lafayette Park and that whole league. When you think of it, like I said that day, you think of someone that's committed 60 years to anything nowadays. It's very, very special. And again, in his real world, he was a 30-year policeman. In '86, he won the Police Officer of the Year for helping people get out of a house that was on fire. So he had a distinguished career, and his commitment to the youth in the Flint and throughout the city was just, no one compared to that. And it's nice that we have a monument there to honor him, and his legacy will live on for a long time in Lafayette Park. And it was a great crowd. It was a great event. I thought it was a very positive thing for the city.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that, there's still little leagues in Fall River and other baseball leagues, but I believe the Junior Twilight League is no longer in existence in its current form. Is that correct?
I think that there's a little league at Kennedy and there's a little league at Maplewood, but that's about what's left. Baseball just does not draw as many participants as it used to in the old days for whatever reason. But we still have two vibrant leagues, and we'll see how they hold together.
Yeah, definitely more soccer is it tends to be the more easily organized leagues in cities like Fall River. That actually leads me to, that event was beautiful. The park looked great on Monday, and I know that's part of a broader cleanup that I know that the city undertakes every spring with Earth Day happening this weekend. There are a couple of cleanup events that are actually happening Saturday and actually Friday and Saturday, correct?
Correct. At Saturday, we'll be out here in Government Center at 10 o'clock. We'll take different sections of the city and do our best to remove as much litter as possible. And on Friday, Mike Labasia heads a crowd that does the industrial park. I think that kicks off about the same time in the morning, 10 o'clock. I'll be at both of them, hopefully. And, it's something good. It's positive. Last weekend, we did Cook Pond with Groundworks, and we did Pulaski Park with the Cub Scout troop. Again, when you go through those cleanups, both places are noticeably cleaner and look better. And it's kind of the pride we want people to take in the city. There's a lot of construction going on right now in Fall River. I mean, I drive around and I see what's going on. There's a lot of house renovations. Streets are starting to get going. I live right off of Oak Grove, and that has been a real mess for a long time. And now that's getting going. And there's just a lot going on right now in the city of Fall River. And we ask for people's patience, and let's get it cleaner. Let's get some infrastructure fixed, and let's go forward.
And I know you've always said in years past when we spoke about this time of year with cleanups that there are community cleanups. I don't know if there'll be others throughout the summer, but a lot of it has to do with at home, right? Those who have property in Fall River, just to just keep up their properties. And if everyone does that, we have a cleaner Fall River in general.
Oh yeah, I was driving down the street yesterday, and there was a guy. I think it was on Bedford Street. He had his broom out and he was sweeping the front of his house. And I said, God, if everybody did that, this place would be spotless. It's just a mindset. Some people think, littering's okay, I guess, because they throw stuff out car windows and, when they're walking, they throw it on the sidewalk. It's just a different mindset. But if everybody took a little pride in their property, it would go a long way. I mean, obviously, we're chasing the big stuff. We had a mattress up on President Avenue. We had a desk down the south end, some tires at Cook Pond. People dump illegally, and we're doing our best to catch them also. So, I mean, a cleaner city, people take pride in it. People pitch in when we do cleanups. That would be great.
And finally this week, again, as the weather gets warmer, I know there'll be a number of city events happening, on the waterfront and other parts of the city as we head to warmer weather. Are those events being finalized? How close are we to getting like a full list of events for the weather this summer?
Yeah, I mean, we have a little bit of a different twist. Like we're working on so many events already. We have a route for the trolley that's going to be going around on Saturdays and Sundays when it's not rented out. A little water taxi. The 4th of July, again, with the advent of the city pier, we expect to have a concert on the pier, separate from the disc jockey at the Heritage State Park, and separate from the swing band we're going to have down at the at Iwo Jima Monument, plus food trucks along the way. So we're planning a lot of things for the summer, believe me. There'll be our concerts in the park. There'll be our basketball leagues. There'll be our drive-ins. So there's things we're working on, and they're not all, solidified yet, but there's a lot of irons in the fire, and we're trying to put it together to see where we end up. But it's going to be a very busy summer in Fall River. We ask for people to be patient, but we're going to get through this, and we're going to have some fun.
Yeah. Tends to be now a tradition here in the city, all these events, and we're looking forward to seeing what happens this summer. All right, Mayor Coogan, as always, thank you for your time. We'll speak next week. Take care.
Okay, Keith, thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us here on FRC Media. Have a great week.